You ever wake up and immediately think, yep, it's over. Everything's ruined. My job, my body, my relationships, my eyebrows, it's all falling apart. And then, like 2 hours later, you're just making toast like nothing happened? Welcome to your brain before 9 a.m. It's not a wise monk in the mountains. It's a sleep deprived toddler in a panic room. That's why Joe's rule number one is simple: never trust your feelings before 9 a.m. Don't quit your job. Don't text your ex. Don't spiral about your life path or the fact that you haven't figured out how to file your taxes properly since 2014. Don't decide to become a llama farmer in Peru. Don't trust any of it. Before 9 a.m., your brain is not thinking clearly. It's reacting, not reasoning. It's flooded with cortisol, dehydrated, and statistically speaking, probably sitting on the toilet. This isn't wisdom. It's chemical confusion. But the problem is, those early feelings feel real, so real, because they come dressed in your voice. They sound like truth, but they're just echoes of your stress, magnified by low blood sugar and high self-doubt. Your brain's executive functions, the part that helps with logic, planning, perspective, those don't even fully wake up for a while. Meanwhile, your inner critic's already throwing a TED talk about why you suck. And let me tell you, that guy's a smooth speaker. Now, here's what most people don't know. Your thoughts aren't facts, your emotions aren't prophecies, and that voice telling you you're lazy, behind, a mess, unlovable, it's not your conscience. It's your nervous system screaming in all caps because you haven't had water or sunlight yet. Your brain is basically your personal assistant, but it's been pulling an all-nighter for 10 years straight. Of course it's a mess. Burnout doesn't always look like collapsing on the floor. Sometimes it looks like nothing. You're not crying, you're not panicking, you're just blank. You scroll, you nod in conversations, you answer emails like a polite ghost. You function, but you feel like a fogged up mirror, numb, disconnected. You forget what joy feels like, or you only feel it in 3-second bursts before your mind reminds you of something to worry about. And the worst part? You feel guilty about it. Because on paper, everything looks fine. You've got food, Wi-Fi, maybe even a dog. But inside, you feel like your soul is buffering. Like your body showed up to life, but your spirit's stuck in traffic. And then you compare yourself. Of course you do. You scroll and see everyone else's highlight reels. Crystal clear skin, green smoothies, couples who go hiking for fun, people whose lives look like Airbnb commercials, and you're sitting there in sweatpants, eating cereal with a fork because all your spoons are in the sink. But here's the truth. Nobody posts their breakdowns. Nobody Instagrams their "I stared at the wall for 2 hours" afternoons. Everyone's fighting battles you can't see, including you. And that fight, it's exhausting. Let me tell you something real. Productivity is not your purpose. You are not here just to perform, produce, and post. You are not a machine with a content calendar. You're a human being. You are not put on earth to burn out in silence while pretending you're fine. You are not meant to survive off cold brew and shame. You're allowed to be tired. You're allowed to not have it all figured out. You're allowed to say, "This is hard," without needing to justify it. Let me tell you a story. During the lowest point of my life, I was doing what many of you have done. I was pretending everything was okay. I woke up every day, slapped on a smile, answered texts with "LOL, I'm fine," and walked through life like an unpaid actor in a bad sitcom. Then one day, I had a full-on breakdown in a Target parking lot. Not even a dramatic one. Just sat in my car, holding a bag of frozen peas, staring into the void. You ever cry so hard in public that a stranger walks by, makes eye contact, and just nods? That was me. And what broke me wasn't some major tragedy. It was the buildup. The thousands of tiny moments I ignored. The sleepless nights. The fake laughs. The constant pressure to keep up, show up, shut up. And in that moment, I didn't need motivation. I didn't need a 5-step plan. I needed permission. Permission to not be okay. Permission to stop. Permission to breathe. So here it is. I'm giving it to you. Permission. The thing you've been waiting for but didn't know you needed. If you feel like you're drowning in invisible pressure, pressure to be okay, to perform, to smile, to keep it together, when your insides feel like static, this is for you. If you're exhausted but can't sleep, Wired but empty. If your body lies still but your brain is doing cartwheels through every failure, every awkward moment from middle school to last week. This is your permission slip. If you're surrounded by people but still feel like no one actually sees you, if your phone lights up but none of the messages feel like home, this is yours. You don't need to earn rest. You don't have to check enough boxes or suffer loud enough to deserve a break. You don't need to accomplish peace like it's some prize for finishing a race. You don't need to bleed visibly to be allowed to say, I'm not okay. There's no pain quota. There's no struggle scoreboard. If it hurts, and that's enough. You don't need to prove your pain is valid. It already is. You don't need to justify why you're struggling. That's the whole point. It's struggle. It doesn't ask for permission. It just shows up, heavy and uninvited. You're allowed to feel what you feel. Sad, tired, angry, numb, scared, grateful, confused, all in the same hour. You're allowed to take care of yourself even if nobody claps for it. Especially if nobody claps for it, because those are the moments that matter most. When no one sees the effort but you keep showing up anyway. When you choose a walk over a breakdown. When you make your bed even though you didn't want to get out of it. When you eat something other than coffee and anxiety. That's self-respect in action. That's quiet courage. That's the kind of healing no one puts on Instagram. And if you're wondering how to fix it, don't. Not yet. Don't start with fixing. Start with noticing. We jump to solutions because we're terrified to feel. But healing isn't a math problem. It's not something you solve. It's something you sit with. Start by noticing when your thoughts get mean, not just critical, cruel. The ones that whisper, you'll never get it together, or everyone's ahead of you. Those aren't facts. They're fear, wearing your voice like a mask. Notice when your chest gets tight, your shoulders rise to your ears, your breath turns shallow. That's your system flaring up. That's your body trying to protect you from a threat that probably doesn't exist right now. Notice when your energy dips, when scrolling stops feeling like a break and starts feeling like an escape hatch. Notice, not judge, because awareness is the beginning of agency. And when that happens, when your mind spins out or your heart clenches or you forget how to feel anything at all, you don't need to panic. You don't need to power through. You don't need to fix everything. You just need to ground yourself. You need to get back to now. Here's how. Start small. Drink a glass of water. Not because it's a cure-all, but because it's a signal to your body. I'm here, I care. Put your phone down. Not forever, just long enough to remember what silence feels like. Step outside. Let the sun hit your skin like a reset button. Touch something real. The bark of a tree. The floor under your feet. The weight of your own breath. Breathe in for 4. Out for 6. Again. Your nervous system doesn't need a motivational quote. It needs calm. It needs evidence that it's safe, that you are safe. It needs you to stop running and whisper, I've got you. I'm not abandoning you even when you're messy. Want to be more focused? Want to stop doom scrolling your brain into a black hole every morning? Start here. Don't check your phone the second you open your eyes. Just don't. I know it's hard. Your phone is your alarm, your window to the world, your security blanket. But for the first 10 minutes, try this. Protect your peace. Protect your bandwidth. Give yourself silence, or music, or light stretching, or staring out the window like a cat contemplating the universe. Doesn't matter what. Just let the world wait, because those first moments set the tone. If chaos gets in first, you're chasing it all day. But if you set the tone, stillness, breath, presence, you carry that with you. That's not hippie nonsense. That's neuroscience. You are literally wiring your brain for clarity. This world isn't built for your peace. It's built for your attention. That's why everything feels urgent. That's why you feel behind. You are not defective. You're living in a system designed to keep you scrolling, comparing, consuming, doubting. But the rebellion is in the pause. The resistance is choosing one thing instead of 10. The revolution is saying, no, I'm not burning out for your algorithm today. Rest is not weak. Focus is not boring. Self-compassion is not soft. They are power moves. They are survival skills in a world that monetizes your meltdown. So maybe the secret isn't fixing your whole life overnight. Maybe it's just not believing every dumb thing your 6:43 a.m. brain says. Maybe it's noticing the spiral and saying, "Nope, not going there today." Maybe it's laughing at the inner critic, talking back. "Thanks, Brenda, but we're not buying what you're selling." Maybe it's doing one small thing: drinking water before coffee, making your bed, taking a walk before opening your inbox, leaving that one text unread so you can protect your peace. That's not laziness. That's strategy. That's how you build a life that doesn't swallow you whole. That's what healing looks like. Not perfection, just one grounded breath in the middle of the mess. And I don't know your story. I don't know what dragons you've been slaying just to show up today. But if you've made it this far, if you're still here, still listening, I know this. You haven't given up. You still have a spark. Maybe dim, maybe flickering, but it's there. That spark is everything. It's proof that your soul is still reaching for the light. It means you're still trying, still hoping, still believing. Even if you forgot how to say it out loud, that counts more than you know. So here's how we end, with a breath, with a promise. You are not too far gone. You are not too late. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be to take your next step, not your final step, not the big leap, just your next one. You are not broken. You're breaking open. You are human. You are healing. And tomorrow, when that mean little voice wakes up early and tries to sabotage your peace again, you'll smile and say, "Not today. It's not even 9 a.m." And then you'll keep going, one tiny brave step at a time. Now send this to someone you love, someone who's tired, someone with a brave face and quiet pain, because we're all just trying to make it through the morning without believing our 6 a.m. brain. Let's remind each other we don't have to, not anymore.